Hi friends, thanks for joining me. Today I am using this lovely cut file which I created for Bramble Fox, and we haven't done too much in the way of Halloween projects so far, so I thought I would dive straight in with an old photo. And I shall be using the Simple Stories Simply Vintage October 31st collection, which I think came out last year, which is really pretty, but I didn't get to use it too much, so I'm hoping to make up for that this year. And for a change, I've cut my cut file out in black, and then off camera I've backed each letter using the cut file with different papers. And just to lay some colour down, you can see I'm using this fantastic spider web stencil, which is number 80 in the shop. I've used this so much actually since I created it, not only for Halloween but for autumn projects and just if you want some pretty background. So my design will be the large title, which all along I'm thinking I'd like to have it at an angle. And then in this top left corner, I'm going to build a cluster based on that fabulous die cut from the October 31st collection. And just to span things up a little bit, I'm doing some stamping. That beautiful chandelier stamp is yonkies years old. I've had it for so long, and it only probably ever comes out at Halloween. But it's just delightful, as is the cobweb splatters, the really old stamps. But that's what I love about stamps. They do last forever, don't they, if you look after them. As I say, I haven't used too much of this collection, and I was a bit reluctant to cut into 12 by 12 papers because they're all so pretty. I really just couldn't bear to cut them willy-nilly, but I did have to back my cut file, and I've also used it for some of the projects last year. So in the end, I just decided to use the one photo rather than the two. The other one can fight for another day. Live to fight for another day, that's what I'm on about. And I saw this paper inside the collection from the last time I used it, and I'd obviously torn the edge, and I thought that looked really lovely down that right hand edge there. And I'm a little bit partial to some pom-pom trim, so I've got a perfect orange colour for the trim there. And I'd really like to put something under that top border, so I was looking to see if I've got anything suitable, which I haven't. So I shall be using a border punch to punch out some paper. First of all though, I'm going to make that right hand border there. It's going to be a very skinny border to which to tuck my photo in. And this photo I think is from 2010 when my kids were really young, and we'd all gone to my friend's house who was hosting a Halloween party. So it's so cute that all the kids sat on the stairs for their photo. And there were some really little ones at the time as well, so it's really impressive that they sat down for that. So I do like to build a bit of a cluster of my photo if I can, and I think when I was looking through all the bits and pieces I had, I've forgotten that there was some fantastic die cuts with the collection. I think I got the, what's that? They do a collector's pack which includes all the papers, the 12 by 12 stickers. There was the page die cuts, which are the larger ones that you can see at the top there, as well as the normal die cuts. So it was a fantastic pack. But I do want to just add some stamping, and Bramble Fox released these paint splatters a few months ago, And they're just fantastic if you want to add some inky splodges around your page, but you're like me, can be a bit challenged where splodging is concerned. I seem to get it everywhere except for where I want it. But you get nice deep splatters, and obviously they're fully controlled and not just going over all over the place willy-nilly. So it's been proved to be really popular. And I want to hang a little tag pointing downwards below that cluster. So although I have umpteen tag dies, I've got templates, I'll just use an old tag to draw around. And it only needs to be kind of a half tag because it's just going to poke out from below that border. So I really struggled to part with some of these papers for such a simple thing as a small border. But in the end, I've picked this nice bold black and orange stripe. She's really, really cute. And it's just really to build some texture in that border, add a little bit more interest, and really mimicking what was already there, because obviously the border's already layered, has really cute details on there, and I'm just really making a little bit more of that. So just for another layering piece, I've got some old tickets, ephemera, which I'm just going to layer with that tag. And I'm trying to keep it pretty short so that I don't cover up that chandelier that I stamped earlier. Now, my apologies, my camera failed on the last section. So what you can't see there is how I finished off that border. I just added a paper clip, one of the chipboard pieces from the collection. I've also added the little die cut bulldog clip, so I could thread the waxed thread through that and under that little girl on the broomstick, which is super cute. And I just love how that little section came together. Very pleased with that. So really, I'm almost there. I'm just going to finish off the section around my photo, and I'm using one of the stickers from the 12 by 12 sheet. And because I'm going to cover most of it up and it needs to be a little bit shorter, I cut the top section off, but I won't waste it. I do tend to, if I'm cutting down die cuts of ephemera and stickers, the bit I've cut off, I'll just pop somewhere else like that. Waste not, want not. So you'll get a 2-for-1 on your stickers, which is always a good idea in my book. I have lots, but I always like to be frugal. And even that little tiny bit of sticker that was left over from the spooky ticket just looks great as a layering piece down below there. It's one of the little chipboard bats from the collection. And I love the way they have the cobweb design over the wings there. It just looks fantastic. So yeah, it's a really, really good collection. I've not had a chance to look at this year's Halloween collection, but I don't get many Halloween photos, so I'm scrapping old ones or asking other people to scrap theirs. So I've just created this spectacular night perspective in the shape of a cauldron. It is super, super cute. When you look at the top of the cauldron, you'll see the little bubbles bubbling away at the top of the witch's brew. So I think that about rounds it up. Off camera, I do add another perspective because I ended up cutting out the other bits that go in this pack. And there's a cute pumpkins, and the piece I add says wild, and you'll see that on the close-ups shortly. Just stick down my final bat. So thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you've enjoyed this process, and do check out the cut file in the shop. With all cut files, I do include the backing pieces, so if you want to cut those out on your electronic cutter, it's a doddle, so it'll make your life so much easier. But I really love how it's turned out. This collection is to die for, from Simple Stories. It is Simple Vintage October 31st. And you'll find the Bramble Fox perspectives, including that little broom, the Spooktacular cauldron, in the shop right now. So you can see there I've added that wild at the top there, just because I actually got around to cutting that out. But I love how it's turned out. So thank you again for joining me. I'd love it if you could leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you'll get a reminder of the latest videos. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, bye.